Okay, once we finish our project, you are going to start working on our next thing. We are going to use Sketchup for Schools for our drawing. I do have a video from last year. Unfortunately, the sound cuts out about 4 minutes in, but it is under my YouTube channel, World of Longton, and the title of it is Sketchup for Schools Room Design for Middle School. And even though the sound is out, you can see some of the qualities. So if you ever wanted to go through and look to see, you know, we talk about making the room, we'll show how you'd make the walls. I'm going to go over some of that stuff in this video here, but there's some other details in there that I'm not going to cover today, you know, putting in the doors and the windows, but there's going to be some towards the end that shows you how to make your own furniture, because you're going to start to design some of that stuff, okay? Now, I'm going to have this as a PDF in your Google Classrooms, so you'll be able to check those out. I'll let you know where those are at. And it gives you what we need for your 7th grade 2-room designs. So bedroom, kitchen, game room, you can decide what the 2 rooms that you are going to draw. They should be life size, so we'll talk a little bit about size and how to get that. We need 2 or more windows, a door to get in or out, 2 pieces of furniture that you draw yourself. So we are not importing furniture just yet. You are going to draw some of those. A unique feature in your room. Maybe you've got a giant pool inside of your room, or a half-court basketball, something like that. And then once that is all taken care of, then you can start adding things. We'll talk more about that next week. All right? So I'm going to get out of this one here. And so I'm into Google. You could probably go to your Google Drive. We need to go to where the apps are up here, and you're going to click on that. And then scroll down to SketchUp for Schools. Click on that. Mine is going to come up. Stuff that I've already created. Your drawing from last year might even be on here, which is kind of cool. But we're going to go to Create a New. All right. And as you are watching this video, you can go back and forth between the SketchUp and the video to help you get this. Now, we need this person on here. She's got to be on here so that we can see our scale. If you're not remembering how to use some of the tools in here, just ask. I have a video that kind of goes over those, I believe, so we can watch some of that. The main one you're going to start with is the rectangle. Excuse me. So that's what's going to give us our surface. Now, our 2 rooms can be created on the same page. They don't have to be connected, all right? So I can go over here, click and drag a room. When I do that, in the bottom dimensions, it's going to tell me how big this room is. So this room is 19 feet by 76 feet. That's pretty much like the small gym almost, right? The small gym might be a little bit bigger. So we don't want to have stuff that's not realistic. We want to make sure that we are looking at those dimensions and figuring out, you know, a good size for our room. So here's a good 12 by 20. You know, depending on what you're trying to make. Living rooms are bigger. Sometimes they're 10 by 12. Bedrooms are a decent size, okay? So, like I said before, you can have a room over there and we can have a room over here, and you can do those 2 drawings simultaneously, or you can work on one and then go work on another one. However you want to do that, but we can keep them on the same page. Now, you are going to need these drawings for class, okay? So you're not just creating them in here. You're going to use them in your STEM class to help with square footage and things like that. So these are something you're going to need, whether you do them now or you'll have to do them later in that class. That is totally up to you. Now, when I'm creating this, this room, let's say I've got my size that I need, and I want to start to make those walls. So I'm going to go over to the push-pull. Get myself a drink of water here. And the push-pull usually makes that 3-dimensional square, all right? But what we're going to do is we're going to offset it so that we can get some walls and not just an entire box. All right, so if I just did the push-pull, I would get a box. But what I want to do is in these options here, there is an option called offset, so it's the bottom one here. Got a little arrow and an arc to it. If I click on that one, now when I click and drag, I can go inside, and it shows me the inside portion of the wall. So I just want to give myself a little bit of a frame around it. And then I can go back to the push-pull, and that is going to, I can highlight it. Oh, I'm still on offset. Push-pull. There we go. That is going to offset it, and then that is going to give me walls. Now, it has given us our dimensions here, so right now that's about 3 feet. She must only be about 5 feet tall, all right? So a good 7-8 foot tall wall is pretty good. You know, if you're in my classroom here, it is a little bit bigger, obviously. But this gives us our dimensions for our wall to be with our room. We don't need to put a roof on it because we want to see the inside. Plus, you're going to need that for class. The very bottom bar here, I hit my double arrow, so I got my orbit. That means I can spin around the room here and I can see how things are going. And some of those requirements that you need were windows and doors. So, for instance, I'm going to go back to the rectangle here. And I just placed a rectangle right on top of here. What I'm going to do is push-pull. Go over to my push-pull button. If that highlights, that's good. So I got my little dots on there. You can see wherever it's got those dots, it's highlighted. So I can push-pull that all the way down. And I've got myself now an entryway for my room. All right. And if this was a bedroom, I might want to put some windows in here. I can do kind of the same thing. Take my, maybe I want a window over here. I can push-pull until I get a window. All right, and you can make those distinctions on however you want them to go. All right. Now, with those windows, it's got to be careful because, like I just showed you there, it doesn't always go the way we want it to go. So what we can do sometimes on some of these is we can make them transparent. There we go. So I just pushed it through enough that it connected to the other side, and now I have a nice window in my bedroom here. All right. Then there's some other things you want. You want some unique features. You're going to design some furniture. You know, you can make a bed, whatever, a couch. A lot of that is going to be you creating those out of some rectangles, you know, making things three-dimensional, and then customizing them from there. All right. So I might have something like this. I can get it on there. What's nice about the push-pull is that no matter what shape you make, you can always alter it from inside here, and you can always rotate around it. So this is a very crude chair that I would have to spend a little bit of time on. Maybe I could do an entertainment center, all those things. Most of this stuff in the beginning you are going to create yourself, all right? And you want to have some unique features in there. Like I said, we're not adding any color right away, and we're not importing any images. So you are not downloading anything to put in here just yet. We will do that towards the end, all right? So we're working on our frame. You can work on getting those designs, and then think about the 2 rooms that you want to make, all right? Let me know if you got any questions. You can email me, or if you're in class, just ask, and we can go from there, all right? Good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.